what's up, everyone? Corn O'Keefe back yet again with another Death Battle prediction. And yeah, it's been a while, but back with some homies of mine, really good buddies. We got Infinite, the Jackal King. We got Hyper Russell Kira. We got Frisk, and we got Phoenix. Today, we're going to be giving our thoughts and going over some stats, hacks, and all that good stuff about Wally West versus Archie Sonic for the next Death Battle prediction. But before that, a word from our sponsor. Hey, y'all. You tired of the same old cereal when you wake up in the morning before you go to school? You tired of the same generic stuff? Come and try Cornos. It'll pep you up, make you hyped. You'll enjoy life. Heck, parents can try it too. So go try Cornos, the new good cereal, Cornos.
May or may not cause cancer.
Back to our regular scheduled program.
Bruh.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about Wally West versus Archie Sonic. I'm going to go over Wally West first, and then Infinite here, and Hyperverse. So we're going to talk a little bit about Archie. I'll talk about Wally, like I said, and then Phoenix and Fritz will come in and give their thoughts as well, and then we'll just have a little discussion. So starting off with Wally West, attack power-wise, we know for a fact he should consistently scale to be at least Universal Plus baseline 40 attack power. Now, this is because he easily keep up and damage characters like Superman, Wonder Woman, and he's even fought the entirety and went up against the entirety of the Justice League before. Now, this is very telling and very impressive because we've seen characters like Post-Crisis Superman, Golden Age Superman, shatter entire timelines, rewrite timelines, shatter the space-time continuum during their fight. We've seen Superman fight Nebula Man, literally a living universe. We've seen Wonder Woman recreate an entire timeline with their lasso of truth. And yet here we have Wally West and even Barry, who Wally can easily scale to, keeping up with these characters. We also have the fact he should at least be comparable to someone like Aquaman, and Aquaman was causing the universe itself to collapse. We also know for a fact the infinite mass punch is literally verbatim confirmed to be infinite mass, which would support that. It's the whole dwarf star stuff's definitely a horrendous downplay calc, considering there's also been other like Flashes who have threatened the entire infinite large universe in DC with their infinite mass punch. So yeah, he would easily scale to that. At the end of the day, easily Uni Plus, but he has a lot of higher stuff too. Now, some may argue, like when he cracked like the Anti-Monitor's armor, some may say, well, he was already weakened by the other heroes. He had help, this and that and the other, and he damaged the Anti-Monitor. Now, this could be seen as a high end, but I want to say this. The Anti-Monitor, that was the Avatar. That would be like infinite fourth dimensional, as he was like devouring infinite universes and threatening them. So for someone to claim that it would be like infinitely weaker than that just from cracking it, he was weakened, they would have to prove it would be like infinitely weaker, though. He'd have to be like infinite weaker. And like there's that. There's also like Superman has like multiversal plus feats as well. You can actually bring up. For me though, I would definitely say consistently Uni Plus seems like a very good ballpark, very consistent. You can even argue low multiversal. But now for speed, obviously finite stuff, Wally has his famous feat of saving everybody from that city, which has been calculated to be like over trillions of times the speed of light. Like I think it was like 13 trillion times the speed of light, possibly far greater. That's just like a lower end finite calc. We also have other stuff. He would directly scale to a feat Superman did, which was calculated to be like duodecillion times the speed of light, some crazy number, where he reacted to like reality blitz and missiles, which is actually an immeasurable speed feat, which I'll get to now. Obviously, there's incredible high finite speed feats, but there's also something known as immeasurable speed for like DC characters. It's very consistent. We know like Wally can consistently time travel. He can enter the Speed Force and time travel. He can keep up with Zoom, who can run through multiple temporal dimensions. He can keep up with Superman again and easily scale to Superman and Shazam, who again reacted to reality blitz and missiles, which were blitzing the concept of space and time itself, if not just linear time itself. You can argue either one. The concept part might be even greater. So you also have the fact Aquaman could swim in the secret sea, which transcends space and time. And there's just no way to say Flash is any slower than Aquaman. You have Shazam being able to time travel back to the Big Bang, and the list really goes on. Like the immeasurable speed is absolutely insane. It's really consistent. So moving on to like a couple hacks. Obviously, he has his phasing, which allows him to negate conventional durability. He can phase. He can do different frequencies. He can vibrate through objects. He can steal your kinetic energy to the point where you're turned into a freaking statue, essentially like a stone statue. He ran to a place where not even the concept of death could exist. He's resisted stuff like existence erasure. He's resisted his own kinetic energy being stolen. He's resisted power nullification. He's actually countered Martian Manhunter's phasing, intangibility, and turning into intangible capabilities. Now, yeah, Wally overall is an absolute monster. So, with that said, I'll go ahead and hand over the mic to Hyperversal Kira. Let him talk about Archie and then Infant.
Yeah, so first thing is first that we need to talk about for Archie Sonic. Okay, now for baseline for AP, like right off the bat, you can get Archie Sonic to easily to Universal Plus. And I'm gonna be posting the scan on screen so you guys can actually see that. So now for the Universal Plus stuff, it's just basically just fighting Nexus, who literally survived being inside the Zone of Silence. And the Zone of Silence is just stated already just to be in like a universal size to be even greater. I'm gonna be posting that in there to where it's stated that to be like that.
Like I think in the prediction
and him also
chat.
fighting. Yeah, it's gonna be in the prediction chat.
Yeah, that's where you post the scans.
I'm gonna just post those scans, and it's literally right here verbatim of where this actually proves the Nexus is easily Universal Plus, surviving being inside the Zone of Silence, which has planets and nebulas and different types of all that jazz that are in there.
Also, another thing to say about base, he's able to take a big beating from like evil Supersonic.
And yeah, that's another thing from Super Scourge. It was right off the bat, and it's even stated that even Sonic even said that the Super Scourge might be stronger than him in his super form. And now if we're going to be going over super Archie Sonic's power, now we're going to get into some of the fun stuff. Now for Super Archie Sonic, you can easily get him to Multiversal Plus. And I know I first said we're gonna get to hacks, but I'm gonna do that right after. But you can easily get him to Multiversal Plus, as he did fall. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pronounce this name wrong, but Mongol.
Yes.
He fought Mongol.
Mongrel. Yeah.
Mongol. Who is
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
someone who is like Multiversal Plus. And we also be posting that inside and then that's just him in his super form. Now he does also have the whole feat to where him alongside with Shadow and Silver, who actually defeated Archie Solaris. And now if we're gonna be going back to the whole Super Scourge point, and even Sonic even said that Super Scourge may even be stronger than this. So we already see right off the bat that Sonic in base form is already taking beatings from Super Scourge, who is literally Multiversal Plus. Now for some hacks, and so like Sonic does have like your standards, your standard stuff like with his regeneration, size manipulation, holy manipulation, like negates dark magic, and resists times. Even tanked a time beam to where this time beam was actually gonna force Sonic to go back in time too.
Also, like another thing for like Archie Supersonic, like if that's the chaos energy alone, like Sonic is able to rewrite or like destroy the very concept that shaped reality, which is like conceptual manipulation. And also like it was confirmed that no longer exists like the Super Genesis wave. Now the post Super Genesis wave timeline.
And then also just to add on to that, like we could even go over the crossover that they even did with Mega Man, which literally Sonic was actually able to make dreams into realities. Okay, so now there are some couple other things that I really do want to like this like this exactly is the Acorn Sword. The Acorn Sword is an equipment that Sonic does have. So now the Acorn stuff, the Acorn Sword does have some of the same abilities that Sonic already has, but this actually has the ability to even face powerful beings as enerjak. And this Acorn Sword has actually put down enerjak inside Sonic's timeline. But there's also another instance in the future timeline to where the Acorn Sword literally just one-shotted enerjak. Another thing it has is actually to able to save the wielder. So if Sonic is in any danger, the Acorn Sword will literally just be there just to save him. So I'm be posting scans of that one too, to where the Acorn Sword literally can save their wielder. And then also, the Acorn Sword actually has precog too, so which will actually give Sonic some type of advantage. And then it also has your also standard stuff, draining, absorption, existence erasure, healing fatal wounds, willpower restoration, and then power nullification, biological manipulation, portal creation, actually creating drifts in dimensions, which is another thing I'm going to be showing on screen to where it can literally rift dimensions. So I'm going to post that on screen too.
Also, like,
Infinite, you have something to add, Infinite?
Yeah, that's to add in that few things. Like, also, like, this is like base Archie Sonic. Him and Knuckles, including Turbo Tails, is able to bypass Mongol's sixth sense. And another thing to top of that is that he absorbed like a lot of chaos energy than any natural Morbian, which basically Eggman described it as chaotic and unpredictable in nature.
Yeah.
And speaking of
overall, both of them are straight badasses. Yeah. To be honest,
And also, Sonic does have can phase as well. Also, like he has like the power ring, which he call upon like basically knowledge with chaos control, like rewind or stop or just teleport. Like the chaos Emerald has some good stuff, like it can like restore like characters' minds, such as this character Nongoose. I don't know how you say it. He was able to break his broken mind. Oh yeah, I'm gonna talk about like the fate stuff where they can be all real like infinite or like just that. Because he's the embodiment of chaos, like after absorbing so much chaos energy than any other Morbian. Also, like Mongoose even said that like no matter in battle, like it seems that as the fate will always be with him to ensure his victory.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that about the gist, or like is there anything else you need to y'all want to add on?
Oh yeah. It is more like the Chaos Emerald. Like it was stated that he's going to erase everyone from existing.
Also to go back to the Acorn Sword, because the Acorn Sword is a really big part, I will say, in this scenario, because the Acorn Sword is actually part of the source of all. Like the whole power of the Acorn Sword comes from the source of all, and the source of all already has, and when the source of all is inside the Acorn Sword, and the Acorn Sword has reality warping, multiversal creation, and even like, and then even like omnipresent speed. So which means it means if Sonic is in danger, this is gonna come and save him. Meaning, and this is also like a small piece of its existence. So and this is everything including in the Archie Sonic multiverse. And that's
Also, I'm not trying to like cut you off, but I think you meant like an omnipresent state of being.
Yeah.
Now for this one, like along with the chaos MO, like even the chaos energy in the chaos MO, like can revert and block out like transmutation basically.
So the gist of it is that basically the gist.
Oh yeah, one more thing, like the 1 billion ring. So basically, that this is gonna be a lot of things. So it basically like allows him to recover from being like erased from existence by like the ultimate annihilator after like overload, and it was stated and shown to be successfully vaporized, but was left in a sort of limbo before being able to return once more. Another thing to add on to like his 1 billion ring is that it has a passive aura, and it's only been used like not for offense, like like it could be used for like only to seek like if he ever dies, he'll just come back.
Well, I like to add one more thing, just one little final thing, and that is just with the whole it's like with the whole enerjak feat, and just how with the whole enerjak's power, and this is something that Sonic even fought enerjak, and me posting some scans to where enerjak already himself is a multiversal plus being that transcends lower planes of existence. I'm posting some scans for that, and also showing that the space time in the Archie universe is infinite universes. Let me post.
Yeah, you can even argue that's like 5D actually too. Like high multiversal actually, you can even argue that because like he transcends like you can argue he transcends like 4th dimension. Yeah.
And then I'll be posting some scans for that.
Here it is.
And like not to mention, and like literally not to mention, like this is actually one of the fodder enerjaks, but the future enerjak is even more stronger than that. In which again, I'm gonna go back to the whole acorn sword thing, which Sonic has literally annihilated the future enerjak, which is even stronger than this enerjak.
Oh yeah, just to add on about since you mentioned enerjak, if I got this correctly, I hope, he also has resistant negation, like for like Archie Supersonic, like erase enerjak from existence, despite like him like resistant to existent erasure and like conceptual manip.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah, so overall, it definitely seems like both of them are straight badasses. Like Phoenix, you want to give your thoughts on who you think wins more often than not? Give some more take on it.
For my thoughts on who I think would win, on my take on it, this will be a difficult fight to decide, as both characters are relatively on par with each other in speed, and their hexes almost cancel each other out blow for blow. But I eventually would say Archie Sonic might win this due to his acorn swords, like multiversal plus to 5D, and suit, and his transformations might be the game changer to why he wins. And also like the silence void, the silence zone could like power no flash and be the end of him.
Is that your final thoughts?
Yeah, that's my final thought.
All right, Frisk, you want to give your thoughts?
For my thoughts, just like Phoenix, it was really like difficult because because both of them just counter each other so much with their many axes, with each of them just easily having a resistance or a counter to it, to the point where it depends on who has an upper hand against the other. As for the previous thing for Phoenix said about the 5D thing, you can also argue Flash with higher end feats since they're using composite to get to fifth dimensional as well. And I think another a game changer in this matchup is if Flash would be able to get the Speed Force, get Archie in the Speed Force, because if that's the case, then it's all over. As the Speed Force is an outer versal realm within the DC cosmology. So, if for my final thoughts, this will be an extremely close match, but I'll give the speedster Wally West the victory.
Awesome. I mean, I'll go ahead and give my final thoughts. So I left out a couple things earlier. I'll go ahead and give my quick final thoughts. So for me, I don't have, as of right now, I don't have a necessarily decisive winner. I feel like there's a lot of possibilities that you can actually extrapolate this match, and it can really go down a lot of different ways. Like, sure, consistently you can argue on if you're in a debate or if you're in a versus show, you can present evidence on a consistent basis to argue on a consistent level. Archie Sonic's more powerful in his higher forms than like a consistent Wally West. But but there's a lot more to it though. There's speed. You can argue higher degrees of immeasurable for one of them, like especially Wally with like going off cosmology scaling and scaling above other characters in DC. There's also a lot of Archie's hacks that he has. He even has plot manipulation where he was literally rewriting the story. He was literally writing the story out. And like, so he literally has like plot manipulation, which is something I don't necessarily think Barry or Wally West could necessarily deal with plot. But at the same time, there's stuff that Wally could have. If he's fast enough, he could definitely out hacks. If he's fast enough to do so. Again, there's a lot of different possibilities. And there's also the whole precog thing. Wally's actually shown, and so is Barry, to negate certain types and certain levels of precognition because he functions on a different level entirely, a different wave function entirely than normal precognitive abilities. And so it really is, there's a lot of possibilities this can go. I'd be fine if either one of them won, to be honest. I just want both of them to have justice at the end of the day. That's personally what I would say on that note. I just want both of them to have justice. There's a lot of possibilities you can go with this type of fight in particular. That's my final thing right there. I just hope both of them get justice. Both of them are straight badasses. So, Hyperversal, you got any last things to say?
Yes. So a couple last things I have to say about this whole thing is I do believe that Archie Sonic would win. Do just because he's just far stronger in his super form, in his ultra form. He's just far stronger in these forms, like possibly reaching 5D with the Acorn Sword, and even like just in his super form, he is shown to be invulnerable, and inside his ultra form to be invulnerable. So I do see that Flash does have the speed edge in here, but I do not think that in this situation, when it comes into playing Supersonic or Ultrasonic, that Flash wouldn't really be able to do nothing against him. And then also bringing up the whole plot stuff, that's a big time game changer right there, because if the Flash doesn't have any resistances to plot stuff, and even the Toon Force to even some gag stuff that Archie Sonic also does have, then it's pretty much GG from right there. But I do want to see what Corn said. I do want to see justice. I do want to see justice from Archie Sonic mainly, due because people just wank him or just downplay him. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one for my prediction for Archie Sonic to win.
And Infinite, your last thoughts?
Yeah, I think for this matchup, for one, I'm pretty in touch with speed. For Death Battle Logic, since he is finite number. I have a bad feeling maybe Archie Sonic would again, if we go in like Death Battle and like the ways, Archie Sonic has so many ridiculous stuff, and so has Wally West. It can go either ways on the research. It's kind of like like the multiverse stuff with Siva and Wonder Woman, but Death Battle never considered that. So yeah, that, and I'm pretty sure. I really don't know who think can win this, cause. But if it's like last use of Speed Force, then I guess it's GG for Sonic.
Yeah, like Caleb, you want to give any thoughts?
I mean, personally, I say that with all that hacks and the fact that he has overall the greater stats, I'd give it to Archie Sonic more than not. Mainly because of that hacks, especially with the plot stuff.
Man, that's yeah.
Wait, so are we finished with the
Overall, go sub to all these badasses. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate Infinite for recording this prediction. He's awesome. He's an incredible friend of mine. Go sub to Infinite the Jackal King. He's a really incredible person. All of them are. Hope y'all enjoyed the prediction. Peace.